to appear in the smoke? Because it didn't work.
Hey, smell it? You smell that?
Yeah. What? Smell? She farted?
Oh, that is so good. Oh, dude, not another one. That's the worst.
A fart bomb.
Oh, why would you? Hey, so I can also tell you that in season 3, Glenn and Daryl died.
Well, it actually happens between season 2 and 3. You don't see it happening.
Worse. Okay, so hold on. Oh, it's terrible. Okay, everyone, please calm down for a moment. Let me just get control. Hold on. Steven, you're 15 minutes late for the panel, and you decide, hey, I'm going to come in with these fart bombs that I bought and drop these smelly things that explode and stink up the place.
I'm going to be late.
That was your remedy? That was your remedy for being late?
We're good. Just break the tension.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
There's more fart-based tension now. It smells really bad.
The irresponsibility that these actors are exhibiting right now is just appalling to me.
So, Wayne, it smells so bad. It really is. It is bad. Like, if a fart could take a shit, then it would be that smell. Oh my God! All right, let's get this.
Let's try and be mature here, fight through it, and get this thing back on track.
Where did you get those?
Chinatown?
Fart bomb? Is there a fart bomb store? It is wrong. You're sitting on it. Did it get on anybody? Because I don't know. That smell's never going to go away.
It's like it's in my head.
Yeah, it is. All right. I'll go back.
Sorry, guys. Sorry.
Well, that's all the time we have.
Thanks for coming.
Sorry. Ask a question.
That was awesome.
We are going to take a bunch of questions, though. There is a microphone at the center of the room, so just I want to make we'll chat for a little bit, but obviously
It smells so bad.
it really does. It really does.
Hold on. On the street, Norman and I were walking back with these things. We're like, this is such a good idea.
This is the first time it's ever been good to have a seat in the back. Okay, get it going. Let's stop talking about this. Let's talk about The Walking Dead. AMC is going to fire us all.
Okay. These are what zombies smell like.
That's better.
That's a lot
Keep it
better.
going.
Zombies bad. Humans good. So it really has. We're only 2 episodes into the second half of the second season, and I think already the show has been friggin' amazing. The last 2 episodes. The first season, we actually. By the way, we're going to talk about some of the stuff that's been happening on the episode. So if you're not caught up, there will be spoilers.
Sorry about your luck.
Some guy sent me a thing on Twitter, mad because we talked about what happened in that Godfather 2, and I'm like, he was like, thanks for spoiling, hashtag not really thanking you. And I'm like, if you haven't watched a movie in 38 years, suck it. So we're going to talk about stuff that's happened on Walking Dead. Totally did not see the Sophia storyline ending that way. Totally did not see that. Now on Talking Dead we have that creepy Sophia barnyard set piece. But Norman, that storyline in particular was super dense for Daryl, and I feel like what we're kind of seeing happen in these last 2 episodes is him really trying to come to grips with that. Like, it seemed like he was opening up and kind of being cool, being part of the group, and it just seems like he's all shut off again.
Yeah, that was a big deal, losing Sophia. I think Daryl has a storyline that he was an abused kid and he was left in the woods himself, and I think finding Sophia would have cleared up a lot of the ghosts in his closet, so to speak. So yeah, he's kind of pulling away at this point.
Every time I see you and Carol there, I'm like, this is the episode where we're going to make out. Like, it looks like...
I want to cut her ear off at some point.
you rip her ear off and put it on the necklace?
Yeah. I just want Melissa to walk around with no ear.
not explain it.
Yeah.
Where's your ear? Yeah, it's right here.
Hey, I have an internet question.
Sure.
What's ship mean? Like if they, what does that mean? I mean, I just found out what fap means recently.
What, fap?
Yeah, fap I just figured out. Yeah. Fap is like whap, whap, whap.
Right. Kids, that could mean anything. Whatever, they're gonna learn.
But what's ship? Like if
shipping.
Oh, relationship is
What's the word?
Shipping.
Shipping? Really?
It was, yeah, it's like a Twitter thing and stuff. You dirty fuckers.
So no, you seem quite eager. It's about the sex. Whatever. So, do you feel like, I mean, you know things that are going to happen that we don't know, but without giving anything away, what do you think? What can you say? Do you think is going on between your character and her character?
Well, I mean, I've said it before. Is that
shipping.
You know, I think damaged people gravitate towards damaged people, and she and I are a lot alike our characters. There's a lot of abuse and. You keep a lot of quiet moments to yourself, and we're more observers than outspoken people. So I think that's what's up. I mean, I think it would be too obvious to have us shit.
Yeah. Excellently thrown into conversation, right?
That's what I'm saying.
What is going on?
Maybe not some shit.
Well, if the ship doesn't work out, you can fap.
Yeah. I'll fap on my own time.
Yeah. Does Daryl just need a hug? Does he just? I mean, that basically is what she's trying to do to him.
Yeah, and I think it's pretty much sucking all the oxygen out of his lungs, But yeah, I think he finds validation in other ways. I think I don't think he needs to. I think that's sort of the last thing on his mind, But I don't know. It's a zombie apocalypse, so it's every fat for yourself.
Steve, I have to apologize because I'm such a huge fan of the show that when you were on Talking Dead last week, and I was like, so Glenn, when you're in the scenes, shit, like I called you Glenn.
I take offense at all.
Okay. I see Glenn's character, especially now that Sophia's gone, as sort of he feels like the beacon of hope in the group. How do you see him?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's figuring that out. I think right now, I think I said before, this is kind of the turning point for everyone once Sophia we found Sophia as a zombie. But now it's Glenn's point where he kind of figures out where he wants to go. Like, does he want to keep living carelessly, kind of on the edge, willing to give up his life for other people, or does he have to kind of reassess and see that maybe he wants to live a little bit longer because he has people to live for now?
It's interesting that, something like this zombie apocalypse happened, and then all of a sudden, I feel like Glenn is one of the characters. It's so funny to watch, like, Rick and Shane go at each other, and Shane's always like, he's not a real man, I'm a real man. It's like, Glenn's kind of the guy who's the man. Like, he goes into wells, he has sex with farmers' daughters in pharmacies. It's like, sex, zombie kill with a shelf. Like, that's man stuff. That's what men do. Do you feel like he's sort of, like, this has actually just kind of made him figure out who he is as a man, as a dude?
Yeah, I mean, I think every step, every new thing that occurs, it kind of changes him more and more, and I think he's on this arc right now. But, to hedge that, I've kept my arms really little. So that, my arms are so little that, like,
this is a character choice.
Getting bigger every episode. I mean, he's doing cool things, but he has such little arms that it's probably Tyrannosaurus.
When you cast Steve, were you like, well, we need little arms for Glenn, so what is it?
Yeah, we were asking people if they could make their arms smaller, and then we found him. And we were like, oh, sweet, it's already been done.
How do you like, because I don't know if a lot of people know, Steve is like a master improviser, and you... no, you are.
You can tell. Fart bombs and hop and snap.
I reached for the bottom of the barrel for that.
Oh, someone's old-timey phone is calling. Hello, contact 7349. That's a good reminder to turn off your fucking phones. So you're already working on season 3, season 2 for you.
That's in the rearview mirror, man.
It's totally in the rearview mirror.
Don't ask me any questions. I don't even remember it.
You remember?
I know. I'm just kidding. I will say this. I believe everyone agrees that the 2 episodes since we've come back have been pretty awesome. I think my 2 fellow Walking Dead showmakers can attest that they really haven't seen anything yet, right? Like the stuff coming up is so much crazier.
It's all fireworks.
It's fireworks and fire bombs.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot more pharmacy sex and more shelf zombie killing and motorcycle riding and handsome being.
They stumble into a zombie Chinatown and buy fireworks.
It's going to be great. But anyway, did you have a question in there somewhere?
No. I know that people who are in the Talking Dead offices who've seen, I don't watch ahead because I feel like people take for granted now where you can just watch anything all at once, and I really like week to week looking forward to each episode.
Have you watched tomorrow's episode?
I haven't yet.
Wow.
I know. Well, there's no DVD player in the hotel room, so I don't know.
Okay.
But I have it. But I just haven't been able to watch.
Next year we'll do this in a different hotel just for you.
Yeah, please.
A hotel with
I need a DVD player. My life is hard. It's really hard, you guys. How am I supposed to watch it? Just when people from the Talking Dead come in, they're like, oh my God, you have no idea what's going to happen on the episode tonight. That's exactly what I said. No, these are cynical writers, and they said they can't believe some of the stuff that's coming up on the episode. Is there anything that you can tease for the next 4 episodes?
I tell you, tomorrow night's episode is going to be a pretty big blowout. There's a little bit of fisticuffs going on between someone whose first name starts with an R and someone else whose first name starts with an S. So that's going to be pretty explosive. And then from there, there's just a whole lot of crazy coming. I honestly can't spoil anything. I don't know. There's a lot of big stuff coming.
I think I've been fascinated to watch Laurie's character in the television show, which I think is very different from comic book Laurie, because just that episode where she's literally pushing what you think is Shane's developing baby onto Rick's back while going, he's poisoning the group. I mean, she's totally getting into that male brain, being like, he had sex with me, and now he's trying to tell me what, and she's totally manipulating him. But I feel like I see a lot of people who aren't as alpha as Rick and Shane. Like, I think Dale is doing the same thing. He's Mr. Passive-Aggressive Manipulator. So how do you see their characters in terms of, I feel like there's a lot of different people fighting for control of the group in different ways.
I think it's really at the core of it. I think everybody's just terrified, and I think that's manifesting in different ways. I think that Laurie had just had that car wreck and had just had that confrontation with Shane and had just experienced another moment where Rick was not there for her.
Yeah.
And I think that she was trying to activate him to a certain extent to kind of fix the problems that she was perceiving. And I think that all of that comes from fear. I think that everything that Shane does that seems to be somewhat dark. And are they making fun of me? What are you doing? Pay attention, guys. But I think it all comes from the fact that everyone is terrified. I think that Dale doing all the things that he's doing, it's because he's scared, and that's what this world is. Everyone is terrified of everything around them and trying to make sense of it all and figuring out how they're going to live. And it's got them interacting with each other in really different ways.
Yeah. Now we're starting to see them interacting with other people, like that sort of rogue group, where we talked about this a little bit on the show, where Glenn Mazzara said they cast actor Michael Raymond James is a fairly recognizable actor. So then you go, oh, that guy's probably going to be a character now, and then blam! And he said you guys sort of did that on purpose to throw people off the trail a little bit.
Yeah, that was something that the writers' room, I think it was Glenn Mazzara and Evan Riley who wrote that episode, really pushed for. They wanted that guy to have weight, and they wanted it to be a really memorable scene. And I think having an actor of that caliber come in to do such a small role is very important, because I mean, that scene in particular was really the first time that they've ever had any kind of really dangerous interaction with another human being. You know, when they encountered the Vatos in the first season, you know, they actually kind of figured out that, you know, they were all going to be able to work together and all that kind of nonsense. So this was really the episode where you see that, you know, like the comic book series, the zombies are eventually going to be a manageable threat, and it's going to be the other people in this world that they're really going to have to look out for. And is Rick going to be prepared to handle that? Oh, by the way, he is. You know,
right?
So it's a very important scene.
I'm curious about Daryl's character. Do you think he would be satisfied just to go live in the woods by himself forever? Do you think some part of him needs other people?
You know, I think he likes being around other people. I think now that he's not under the thumb of his big brother and you know, whatever style of life that was before, he's starting to, you know, feel good about having interaction with other people for the first time. It's kind of like his coming out party in a weird way.
Yeah.
I mean, he's starting to have relationships, I think, for the first time. So I think it's interesting to watch somebody who can't communicate be forced to communicate. You know what I mean?
I kind of like seeing him do that little kid thing where he's just far enough, he's staying just far enough outside the group, just be like, I don't need you guys, I want to make sure you can hear me that I don't need you.
Yeah, no, I love it. And you know, that last scene with E and Carol, when he's like, you don't have anybody left, you don't have a husband, you don't have a daughter, and he's basically saying all that shit to himself.
Yeah.
You know, he could be saying all those lines and just change them up. He's saying things, he's starting to learn about himself, which is super interesting to watch.
Yeah. Do you think Glenn's character, do you think he really could resist being with Maggie if it meant, like, you know, we need to survive, I can't be in love, I can't have these emotional ties to anyone?
You know, like I said about, you know, messing up his thing, you know, like it really is. I mean, I guess to anyone living in that situation, like like coming from an outside perspective, like someone who's watching the show, it could seem like, well, dude, it's sex and love. Like, why wouldn't you?
Right.
Yeah, why would you even think the other way? I think it's, you know, I think if you look at Glenn's past, which is, you know, he's a pizza delivery guy, seemed like he didn't have much going for him, and I think it was that made him see that this new situation where the world is almost ending, he can make something of himself. He can be the hero that he couldn't be before.
You can be the hero.
Hey, you can help that in. Do you want to write that into the show, him singing that song? I give you permission to take my idea.
Yes.